All right, let's jump right in. What if I told you there's this powerful, unseen force that's, well, pretty much running your life right now? It's like a secret script, and we're about to figure out how to read it. You ever have one of those days, or, one of those years, where it just feels like you're constantly fighting upstream? Bad luck, a boss who's got it out for you, just circumstances that feel completely stacked against you. It's like you're just a background character in your own movie.
But here's some real talk. What if all that stuff, all those external things, aren't the main event? What if the real puppet master, the one actually pulling all the strings,
is that narrator that's constantly chattering between your ears? Yeah, that voice, that is the real game changer. And learning how to work with it, that's the secret to everything.
So, let's get into what we're talking about here. We're calling them private declarations. And honestly, this is the secret password, the script you're feeding your brain day in and day out.
So what are they? They're those quiet little things you say to yourself when nobody else is around. You spill your coffee, and what's that first thought? Is it, ugh, I am such a klutz, or is it just, oops, accidents happen? That tiny, tiny difference, that's a private declaration. And it's basically programming your brain for better or for worse. And here's the absolute kicker. Your brain, it doesn't argue with you. It doesn't fact-check you. It just absorbs whatever you tell it and goes, okay, got it. Let's make that our reality. It's this incredibly powerful machine, but man, it will follow whatever script you hand it.
So just look at the difference here. On one side, you've got the stuff that keeps you stuck in the mud, right? I'm not good enough, I'm unlucky. And on the other, you've got declarations that build you up. But notice the key. It's not about lying to yourself and saying, I'm perfect. It's about saying who you're becoming. That's a switch your brain can actually get on board with.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? Let's break down what's called the FEAR system. And hey, don't worry about the name. It's not about being afraid. This thing is a legit framework for taking back control. So FEAR, it stands for focus, emotional commitment, action, and responsibility. Think of it like a 4-punch combo that gets your head, your heart, and your habits all pointing in the same direction. It makes you unstoppable. First up is F for focus. Your brain needs a super specific target. I want to be successful is, well, it's just way too blurry. But I am going to increase my income by 50% in the next 12 months, boom. Now your brain has a clear destination to navigate toward. Next, emotional commitment. Look, logic is great for getting you started, but emotion is the high-octane fuel that keeps you going when stuff gets hard. Why do you really want that goal? You got to connect it to something deep inside you, your family, your freedom, your pride. That's the stuff that won't let you quit. Then we have A for action. This right here is the bridge between that dream in your head and your actual reality. And you don't build it all in one go. Nope, it's those tiny, consistent steps you take every single day. That's what builds insane momentum over time. And finally, R, responsibility. Honestly, this is where most people tap out. This is about taking 100% ownership. Your wins, your losses, your choices, it's all on you. No blaming, no excuses. This is the mindset that separates the amateurs from the pros, for real. Okay, so we've got the framework. Awesome. But how do you make this a part of your life? I mean, how do you actually make it stick? Let's look at how this all comes together in a daily ritual. Because, let's be real, right? Inspiration is great, but it fades. You need a system. You need a daily practice that starts rewiring your brain pretty much on autopilot. And this is it, the 15-minute daily reset. It's so simple. First, you just reflect. What's working, what's not? No judgment. Then you reaffirm. You literally read your goals and your new declarations out loud. And finally, you connect emotionally. You actually visualize and feel what it's like to already be there. The best way to think about it is this. You wouldn't start a long road trip without plugging the destination into your GPS, would you? Of course not. This little ritual does the exact same thing for your mind every single morning. It sets your direction. Okay, now for the last piece of the puzzle. And I gotta tell you, this is the insight that flips everything you think you know about self-improvement completely on its head. Just look at this. We all love gathering knowledge, don't we? Watching stuff like this, reading books, it feels so productive. But knowledge all by itself, it just sits there and gathers dust. Consistency, though, the act of doing the boring work every day, that's what's active. That's what builds empires. So here's the absolute truth. You probably already know enough to get started. The problem isn't that you're missing some secret piece of information. It's not a knowledge gap. It's an execution gap. It all comes down to a failure to apply what you already know, day after day after day. And that awful feeling of knowing exactly what you should be doing, but not doing it, that's it. That is the real bottleneck holding you back. And hey, if you need some hard proof, check this out. If you get just 1% better every single day, by the end of 1 year, you will be nearly 38 times better. That is the absolutely insane power of small, consistent effort. It's not magic, it's just math.
So all of this leaves us with just one question. The power is totally in your hands. The password is your own voice. So, what new script are you going to start running tomorrow morning? What's the first thing you're going to tell yourself?